My name is Ed Calloway. I'm the owner of Golden Hammer Roofing Incorporated. So about 10 years ago, a friend of mine approached me about working with them at a other roofing company in the industry. And at the time, my skill sets were expansion and things of that nature. I helped offices go from one location to two to four, stuff like that. I officially opened up Golden Hammer Roofing Incorporated May of 2019. The project was actually strung out over about a month. The paint color on this is a custom paint color, so we had to special order that metal. We spent probably a month ahead. We originally, because of all the dormers and all of the metal work in there, we originally were thinking we were going to need to do a 5V on this instead of a standing seam. Then we realized 5V aluminum, because of the brackish water, made it cost way more. It's just scales of economy kicked in, so we converted back to the standing seam, which I'm glad we wound up doing. And then after we were done with this and started this structure, doctor called us back and said, hey, I want to go and do the carport and the boat shed. So then we got that metal brought out here, got that stuff done, and got it all buttoned up. It was about 4 weeks, but there was some downtime in there. Probably actual build time probably took us a good week and a half, 2 weeks of solid construction. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida back in 1993 when I was in the military. And it was funny, when I got my billet for Jacksonville, this was before the Jacksonville Jaguars and before the city was really known nationally the way it is. I had to look on a map to see where the city was. So it's just a great, large, small city that's got a lot to offer. And if you don't like the ocean, well, then you probably shouldn't live here. I'll tell you that right now. But if you love the ocean, it's a great city. Main board here up at the top right, it's really for me at the end of the day and for the sales reps as they're coming in. So the 8-week total, we can just see who's writing what business. We track that for the weeks, kind of see where the business is coming from, who's writing it, and what's going on there. Right below that, we break out our numbers for each month, and that's a running total. You know, May we're short. I think we're going to come up short on May, to be honest with you. We've hit the month every other month. My right side is so I can see what's in play, where it's at, and what's going on. So whether it's approved, not approved, whether we're waiting for that criteria, whether it has been approved, whether it's in ready to build schedule. You can see we got 116 of those files. And then we've got some retail stuff down there at the bottom to add to that number. We have what's called GHR, GH2. My old partners on this, we're still closing out 6 more contracts for them. So, but this is just our sales board that we can keep up to date and see what's going on.
So it's a jobs.
Jobs, right.
Okay.
And then the 270 is what's left of our yearly goal. So this number, we reset this number every month, and then this number is getting smaller. So by the end of the year, this needs to be 0. Well, here in North Florida, in Jacksonville market, it's a pretty tough market. We have a lot of incredible heat. We are right now in the beginning of our summer season. So here's how hot it gets in this market. Probably starting about mid-June, we're going to start telling homeowners when we go to do a build, listen, the crew is going to have to get off the roof about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and they're going to probably take about a 20-minute nap underneath a tree. Their body is so exhausted and has expended so much energy and so much sweat from that first shift of doing the roof that their body needs to recover. They'll get under a tree, they'll try to hydrate, they'll try to cool their bodies down before they do that second stint.
So here in Florida, you know, the temperature on a roof can get upwards of 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So here are some options that we have for ventilation. You can go with an off-ridge ventilation system. This is the proper application if you have a hip style roof that has very little ridge. But in roofs that have a lot of ridge, we prefer to install Owens Corning SureVent system. We have an accordion cap on each end. It's going to prevent any sort of bugs or debris getting in. Furthermore, it has a staggered nailing system. So it allows someone like a full-size adult to walk on it, or a tree limb God forbid to hit it without it ever being compromised.
Ventilation is probably more important in our market than it is in a lot of the other markets. The biggest weather anomalies that we deal with in this market is a lot of wind-driven rain that will come sideways at the roof, get into some of the orifices of the roof and penetrate some of the underlayment requirements. Wind is the other big issue. It just destroys the shingles in this market. In a non-hurricane environment, we can have winds that are in the 20 and 30 mile per hour range. If the shingles weren't overdriven, meaning the nails went through the shingles and are only barely holding it onto the roof, we'll get when it's been overdriven, installed properly, we'll get whole chunks that just flap up collectively as a whole. We have a lot of wind, way more wind here than other markets that have a lot of hail damage. Hail is not the primary concern here in North Florida. It is 100% wind. Initial picture, so the homeowner knows this is their home, their name, their address. This is the estimate for that particular contract. And then the shingles that we're presenting in this contract, whether we're doing the SureVent or not, Rhino roof, our workman's comp general liability. We'll put our license in there also, and then we'll bind this all together. First.
Wow.
You know, my single biggest advice for you if you're a homeowner and you're talking to a contractor, listen to your gut, listen to your head. If something seems off and seems wrong, don't override that conversation in your head. Take a pause, maybe tell the contractor you need a day to kind of think about it and do some research. The biggest mistake you can make with a contractor is to hire the wrong one at the end of the day. So listen to those talents that you've earned over your life to tell you when something's not right. Just listen to yourself. Golden Hammer's mission statement is to not only be a good contractor, but we want to be a great contractor in our market. In addition to that, we absolutely want to contribute to the communities in which we live and give back in any way we possibly can. We want to do what's right for the homeowner and make sure that the homeowner and my company are on the same page at all times. These are our core values at the end of the day. This is from Metallica's band. They're the producer of this right here. Bob Dylan himself brews this stuff. The vodka was given to my old sales rep, but the bullet's what I love the best. And the Crown is the second. I don't know why the Kahlua is there. This is great bourbon. This is really good bourbon. And I got a big bottle of it, which someone's been drinking it because I don't drink that much anymore. We were drinking one night here in the office, and a real simple thing, and you know, we were talking. It was Dana coined the phrase. She's like, you know, we shouldn't help people get screwed. We should help them get hammered. I'm like, that's a great idea. So get screwed, don't get screwed, get hammered is a slogan that's been 100% developed by her. But it was when we were in the office one night having a couple drinks. My name is Ed Calloway with Golden Hammer. Don't get screwed by a bad contractor. Get hammered by a good one.